Beginner percussionist, we're going to learn some basics today. Let's go. When you first open up your percussion kit, you're going to see two large metal pieces. And these are going to be the things that are going to hold up your drum pad and your bell set. You're going to find the one that's got 3 legs and it's got a hole at the top, just like this. What you're going to do is you're going to find the opening hole here, and then you're going to make sure that this screw is loose enough so that these legs can come out. Just like this. You want to be really careful as you're opening up the legs and sliding it down that your fingers don't get pinched. Open it about that far, tighten it up. Then you're going to take the other part and it's going to go right in that hole, just like this. You're going to tighten this right here, and then it should sit right down on the ground. Now we're going to take our practice pad, which has a screw on the bottom, and we are going to spin it right on that screw. Now we have our practice pad ready to go. Now we have to see if it's at the right height. I'm gonna set it down on the ground, and right now it's set right kind of above my belly button, right here. This is just a little high, so I might lower it a little bit because I want it to be right about my belly button. All right, so now you're gonna grab your drumsticks. You're gonna wanna hold the stick with your thumb and your pointer finger, just like this, with it against your palm, and then you're gonna wrap your other fingers around the stick, gently. This is called your fulcrum, and your fulcrum is actually how you hold the stick. You're not gonna pinch it, you're just going to grip it, and the stick should be able to move in your hand, like this. This is just a pivot point. You're going to do that on both hands. The percussionist I learned from in college actually told me it looks like my thumb is smiling on the stick. I always like to see if my thumb is smiling on the stick, like I was taught. And if it is, then I know I'm holding it correctly. So we want to make sure that it's sitting in the palm of our hands like this. Then our fingers wrap around. Then we're going to take our sticks and we're going to hold them over our head like a house. Then we'll take our sticks and we'll put them down on our drum pad, just like that, in our same house position. We want our arms to be relaxed. Doing the basic stroke on a drum is kind of like dribbling a basketball. It's the same motion as dribbling a basketball. Your wrist is flexible and it's going up and down. So let's put our sticks in our hands, and we're just going to take our right hand and we're just going to lift it up and down. Like we're dribbling a basketball. And then we want to do it with our left hand. Making sure we let the stick bounce. This is called a full stroke. A great exercise to do is an exercise called 8 on a hand, where you're going to do 8 full strokes with your right hand, then 8 full strokes with your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's great to practice with a metronome. That way you know that you're playing with a steady beat. I like to start at 90 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes I'm actually hitting the rim of this, so I might need to lower it a little bit. There, that's better. Now we can speed it up. Let's do 100 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're going to speed it up each and every time you practice, wanting to get nice clean strokes. Now, we're not always going to play with a full stroke. Most of the time, we're actually going to play with a half stroke, which is about half the size of the full stroke. If this is the full stroke, we're going to go to a half stroke, which is right about here. Just means we're going to lift our wrist a little less. Notice my wrist is the only muscle that's moving there. Full stroke, half stroke. And that's what you're going to use most of the time. When you use a metronome to practice, you're guaranteed to keep a good steady beat. If you like this video and want to see more like it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Next, we're going to set up the bells. We're going to start by taking off the drum pad, pulling up the bell holder so that it is parallel to the ground. This is not going to hold the bells. You're going to want them to be right parallel to the ground. Tighten that screw. Once we have our legs out that the bells are going to sit on, you're going to put the big legs, the longer legs on the left side and the shorter legs on the right side, because the smaller parts of the bells go on the right. So we've got our bells. We're going to put the smaller part on the right side and the bigger part on our left side. Match that hole up with the screw and it should just set right in, just like this. It may take some getting used to, so you may have to take it apart a couple times to get it right. Now that we've got our bells set up, you should see the smaller keys on the right-hand side and the bigger keys on the left-hand side. Your mallet hand position is very similar to the drumstick position, but obviously this is skinnier than a drumstick. You're going to hold it with your thumb and your pointer finger wrapped around it, with the stick sitting against your palm. Wrap your fingers around it and dribble it like a basketball, just like you did with the drumstick. Now, sometimes bell mallets like these come with a quiet end and a loud end. This is like a rubbery end and this is a hard plastic, and they're going to hit the bells differently. But there's not going to be any rebound. Just like there was a rebound when you played it on the drum pad, you're going to actually have to pull the sound up when you play. So I'm going to find the note F because that's going to be our first note. Wow, there are 3 Fs on here. Which one are we going to play? Well, the one we're going to work on first is going to be our smallest F. It's going to be right here. When I go to hit this F, I'm going to try to pull the sound out as I use my wrist. Now, if that sound is too loud for you at first, you can use the softer end of your mallets or just the back end, and it'll be quieter. Anytime you play the bells, you want to make sure that you pull the sound out. You do not want to let the mallet just go into the bell and stay there. That's going to create a bad sound. We want the sound to ring for a long time. A great exercise to play is to do 4 Fs with your right hand, then 4 Fs with your left. Remember to always pull the sound out. Playing percussion instruments can get overwhelming at times because there's so much to learn. Don't get discouraged. You're learning something new. It's okay to not feel like you understand it all. Take your time, take breaks, come back, and remember to keep practicing. Do your best. Your best is always better than you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.